Hey everybody, I am here with Mike Church. He's the MC of the Red Pill Expo. He's also the longest running radio host in satellite radio history. And coming up pretty soon here, if not already, now that Rush Limbaugh has passed, he will be the longest running talk show host on satellite radio in all of the world. Is that right?
Not on satellite radio anymore, just on radio, period.
Oh, wow.
So when Rush died, he was the king. He'd been the longest running continual. In other words, he wasn't off the air since 1985 or so at KFBK in Sacramento. I started in 1992, and I haven't been off the air a total of 6 weeks. And 29, coming up on 30 years. So I'm the longest running radio talk show, continual long form radio talk show in the world, in the known universe.
In the known universe. Wow. And you used to be on Sirius XM. So what's the secret of talk radio? How do you do that for so long?
So I had a boss, his name was Bill Donovan. Funny story, Sean Hannity and I were separated by about 2 years at WVNN in Huntsville, Alabama in the 90s. Sean was there, and 2 years later I was there. So Bill Donovan obviously had an eye for kind of talk radio talent. He loved talk radio. And Bill D, as we call him, had one simple rule, and I never forgot it. You're on my radio station, I don't care what it is you talk about as long as you make me some compelling radio. I just want compelling radio. You can talk about stuff that's in your closet for all I care. I said, you make me some compelling talk radio. Make compelling radio. It's as simple as that.
How do you make compelling radio?
Yesterday was compelling because it compels people to do things. Okay, when you think compelling, if you're doing compelling radio, you're compelling someone to listen, and then probably, if it's good talk radio, act. I want to learn more about it. Oh, I didn't know that. I want to do something about it. Or maybe I want to do that. So, in the advertising marketing industry, they call it a CTA, a call to action, right? In radio, it's like you encourage the listener to do something, to get involved. I said, I don't want to give the cliche out, but get in, actually, you join the action, get involved. So, and it could be something that it compels someone to read. Like I've been asking the audience all weekend long, you guys don't read Chesterton? Yeah. What is wrong with you? So I'm trying to compel them. So I gave them a Chesterton quote. I'm going to give them another one later on this afternoon. So I'm hoping I'm compelling interest in G.K. Chesterton work. So compelling just means it's exciting. You want, and then there's another rule in radio that no one talks about, and there's the same rule, and they exploit this and they use it in television to great effect, and that is, start a conflict and don't ever resolve it. Your favorite TV show, whatever it may be, did they ever resolve the conflict? And if they did, the show was over. Like when Cheers turned the light off, they solved the conflict of, who's going to show up tonight? Is Norm going to be drunk? Is Cliff going to come in from the mail route? There's always, and then on a show like The X-Files, for example, there's the conflict always, right? The truth is out there. Okay, is it? Or is this the episode we're going to find it? So the rule is, don't ever solve the conflict, which is a very, you can actually make that a very cynical way of looking at how media is presented today. Does broadcast media, commercial media, industrial complex, do they ever resolve the conflict that they start? And this is how it works. They pick an issue, they make it a news item, then they report it, and then what do they do with it? Oh, we have Alan to talk about it from the left side, and we have Mike to talk about it from the right side, as if there's only 2 points of view. One is right to one person and one is wrong to the other person. And let's have this going back and forth. And then people are going like, yeah, that's the news. That's not news. They're making news. At that point in time, you're manufacturing. But he's an expert in this subject. Well, she's on TV. She must know something about it. So they don't resolve the conflict, do they? They just keep it going. And if they do resolve the conflicts, then let's reset our news cycle. Rinse and repeat, folks. This is how it works. You don't have to do that to make compelling radio.
Excellent. And I asked you what we should talk about, and you said transhumanism. What are your thoughts on transhumanism?
Well, I got to tell you, Alex, your talk inspired me to learn more about it. I was watching you going like, I'm so stupid. I didn't know any of this. What's wrong with me? No, your talk was, I knew it was bad. I had no idea that it was this bad. I'd never even seen this Kurzweil character. I heard about him. It's Kurzweil, right?
Kurzweil, yeah.
I'd heard about him, and I'd seen maybe a 15-second clip or so, and someone had said something about it. I'd never really heard anything in depth until yesterday, until I saw it. But the thing about the transhumanism, and it was funny because Alex ended his talk where I began mine, with Genesis and the first transition of Eve going like, oh no, eat the apple, you can be like unto gods. You ended with it, I began with it, and I went, okay, that's the actual cycle. What fascinates me about transhumanism, number one, people think it's possible. It's not. Number two, this is just an indication of how philosophically stupid our age is. And here's what I mean. I'm not trying to insult anyone, because again, let me compel you to pick up philosophy. Everyone should study. Every creature in the world, microbial, whatever, in the animal, let's stay in the animal world, whether it's a reptile, amphibian, mammal, doesn't matter. Every creature in the world has 24 powers. 24 powers. Man has 26. We have free will and we have intellect. Free will and intellect are ingrained in, they're a part of what we call the soul. You get this from God. I don't care who these nutbags are that think that they're going to make artificial intelligence. They're never going to make intellect. You can't. And I would say woe to the man that actually thinks he's succeeded in making intellect, because God's going to inform him, that's not intellect. And here, let me show you. So AI this is a money raising scheme. People think they're going to take over the world. Now, they will have nasty robots. Have you seen what these robots can do?
Dance and shoot guns, and it's amazing.
Have you seen the television show? It's a relaunch of War of the Worlds. It's on Epix. Gabriel Byrne is in it. The aliens come, and the aliens who look like us use robots to be their assassins. And they look like the Boston Robotics robots, with the legs that are facing backwards, the joints are backwards, but they walk forward on the backwards joints. And they are armed with kill devices. They kill everything they come in contact. Every human, they can distinguish between a human and one of them from another planet. This is AI, what we call AI on steroids. But you come to find out in the series that they can't reason. They can't reason, and they don't have an intellect. All they're doing is actually carrying out a very complex instruction set, right? But there's a point in the show where you think that those robots actually are the aliens because they've covered themselves in skin. Okay? But come to find out, the producers of the show actually get it right. The robots are only doing what the humans who look like humans told them to do. So even in good science fiction, we have it that the I part of AI, you can't make it. You can't make it. But look at when they get close to it. It turns into something that looks to me, it looks lethal. Does it look lethal to you? Those robots scare the hell out of me.
Yeah, right.
So, the transhumanism part, this is a money raising scheme. You're not going to get to the A part of AI. It's not going to happen. No human is ever going to transition from one species or into this cyborg that this whack job was talking about. Maybe we had the phone. The guy holds his phone up. Who was the guy who held his phone?
Ray Kurzweil.
It was Kurzweil. Maybe he has the phone now, but someday the phone will be in the brain. I'm like, no, it won't. No, it won't. I think that this is ultimately, at the end of the day, there are a lot of people, for whatever stupid reason, aren't satisfied with being who they are, who God made them. And so they want to turn to this AI. They want to become this machine thing. I think there's a general...
They want to be like gods. We heard the videos of them saying it.
There's a general longing for this, and I think it's really sad and sick. It's not going to happen, and they can't make it happen. At the end of the day, to me, it's a fundraising scheme. They're scamming people out of billions, maybe into the trillions, and it looks like they want me to go MC.
All right, how do we listen to your show?
I want you to go to CrusadeChannel.com and join me every weekday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll see you there.
Mike Church, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex.